I don't need to believe in God to, everybody says, oh, well, if there's no God, then what's to stop you from going out and robbing an old lady?
Where's
and I'm
morals
just
come
like,
from?
if the only reason you're not robbing an old lady is because you think you're going to end up in hell, I promise you when you die, you are going to hell. God is going to fucking sit there and say, you got things fucking wrong. I know your fucking heart. And if I wouldn't have threatened you with hell, you would have robbed old ladies. You're a piece of shit. Jump into the fucking fire.
So this is an interesting concept, because like there's actually a tribe in Africa that believes in molesting their 13-year-old boys and raping them. Okay, so this is a tribe in Africa as part of their manhood. Would you say that is good? Because it's part of their culture.
Yeah, no, I understand. There's actually and there's anthropological studies too about Papua New Guinea. There was one where, because the man, even though he was older, he was an unmarried male, so he had to go live in the hut with other unmarried males. And so couples, when they would have children, and then they would raise them. As soon as they were weaned off the mother's milk, they would have to go live in the hut. And it was kind of like this communal thing. And so you had unmarried women and you had unmarried men. And whatever it was, when you got to like 13 or 14 years old and you would marry, you would then, leave the hut and you would live in your own hut with your own significant other. Well, what he observed is that in those little fucking huts, the older boys would have the younger boys fucking do fellatio on them. And then it was the same thing with the fucking women, with the women too. I do think that it's wrong.
But why? How would you even come to that conclusion?
I'm trying to get to it. Okay, I'm trying to get to it. Is because I do believe that it results in psychological damage to people. And you observe that in our culture. You look at children that are subjected to anything to do with sex at a very early age, and they have trauma well into their adulthood. And because of that, they don't live these productive lives. They don't realize their potentials. They're depressed and they're miserable. So once again, like my whole concept of good doesn't have to rely upon this moral code that God gave us. It really results in the here and now. And ultimately, what is it doing within this life? Is it creating peace? Is it creating happiness? Is it creating joy? Is it creating beauty?
Statistically,
is it creating all of these things?
Yes, statistically, the church has created more peace in the world throughout the years, more beauty, the structures.
But once again, though, I'm a person that lives without church and lives without God and religion, and I personally think that I have a lot more joy, beauty, peace than the vast majority of people that I see.
It's statistically proven that families that are religious have a higher sense of joy.
Let me look that up.
But here's the deal, though. The question then is that, are we really separating the variable of what's bringing them joy and peace? So is it that they believe in, Jesus and religion, or is it they have a certain set of moral codes? Because if we could sow the same happiness in a family and they just had the same sort of moral codes and relationship towards them, in inner family and outer family, then is it really the God, or is it really this moral code? So my whole thing is that
God created the moral code, though. The code had to come from somewhere.
I think it was human observation that ultimately created this moral code. And I think that we assign it to God to give it justification, to make more people forcefully follow it. I think that the majority of people, like you look at Andrew Wilson. Andrew Wilson is the biggest scumbag piece of shit that I've ever seen in my fucking life. And he is, I would love to see his fucking internet search history. I don't want to get fucking sued, but I would fucking bet anything that if you could see Andrew Wilson's fucking search history, that son of a bitch incessantly masturbates to every fucking OnlyFans girl that he humiliates on the whatever podcast. And like I said, I'm not guaranteeing that. I am not claiming that. I am just saying that if I was a betting man, I would bet that if you went into Andrew Wilson's fucking search history, that he is a fucking sick son of a bitch. And yet you talk to him, and in his mind, he's fucking God's gift to this world, and he knows more than everyone, and that he wants to forcefully force religion upon everyone because people don't have the ability to take care of themselves. And he's such a fucking hypocritical piece of shit that he sits there smoking fucking cigarettes while he says that. And I'm just like, I don't believe in God, but I would be willing to bet that if there was a God, that he would want you to take care of what he has given you. And that's not just a spirit, but that's also a body. So I don't understand how you supposedly believe in God, want to respect his creation, and yet you sit there and eat like a fucking unhealthy piece of shit and sit there and smoke fucking cigarettes. That is the most hypocritical bullshit I have ever seen. So, and the other thing too is, once again, I'm not gonna say I guarantee, but I would bet you anything that if you convinced Andrew Wilson that there wouldn't be negative consequences, he wouldn't end up in hell, he wouldn't fucking get arrested, that son of a bitch would be robbing old ladies. And that's why he is just so focused on force and negative consequences, is because I think that he has those fucking demons inside of him, and that it's the fear of hell.
Real demons.
Yeah, and the fear, whatever it is. Yeah,
Do you believe in demons?
Wherever you guys are watching this show, I would truly appreciate it if you follow or subscribe. It helps a lot with the algorithm. It helps us get bigger and better guests, and it helps us grow the team. Truly means a lot. Thank you guys for supporting, and here's the episode.